Hey you, yeah you, I know you're here today because you want to know the answer to a pressing question. Should I summon for Black Swan? Well, boy do I have the answer for you. Short answer, do you like damage over time? If so, yes. Do you not have Kafka but don't care about the meta and think Black Swan is cool? Then yes. Don't let the meta stop you. The game should only be there to have fun. Long answer, here. In terms of investment, obviously, Black Swan is a D.O.T Centric character. Now, obviously, none of this info has been officialized, so this is all just a really vivid dream I had. Now, since this is before Kafka, I'm gonna start off by saying, if you don't have her, having Kafka will 100% make your experience with Black Swan infinitely better. Now, I'm not saying Black Swan is a bum without Kafka, but I am saying that it is not a playstyle that can reliably clear MOC for most people. And if you care about Memory of Chaos, Kafka would be something you would need to have beforehand. In which case, I recommend you summon Kafka and see how Black Swan's banner goes after. As for Black Swan's kit, I won't go too in detail, but I will say that you need to focus solely on effect hit rate, more than 100%, as she gets damage from effect hit rate, and a really big increase in damage at that. She does not want energy regen rope on her planar set for the same reason that all DOTs want attack percent. It just loses out on damage for a slightly faster ultimate. Also, as long as you hit 135 speed, you're probably good, although you do want to have her faster than Kafka to apply the DOT first. You'll pretty much run the same set as usual DOTs, like 4-piece Prisoner and 2-piece Glamoth / Pan-Galactic Planars, but Glamoth is infinitely more common to farm, so do not go out of your way to farm Pan-Galactic. Not worth it. For light cones, you can use the free-to-play options Solitary Healing or Fermata, but I do recommend others like Silverwolf's free-to-play light cone, Eyes of Prey, or Goodnight Sleepwell. Goodnight Sleepwell is pretty much if you already have that 100% effect hit rate, and you don't need to worry about effect hit rate or anything like that. She does run a wind damage sphere as well, although you can edit it. If your attack is really low on Black Swan, you can swap to an attack percent sphere, but most of the time you don't want to do that. In terms of Eidolons, she's pretty similar to Kafka in the fact that every single one, except skill / ultimate increases obviously, are really good value. This means E1, E2, E4, and E6 are all incredible on her. As for her light cones, it's pretty amazing like most premium light cones, but it's also not something I recommend you go for instead of just E1. So it's pretty much just a flex pull, like most light cones. As for Black Swan's banner units, she has a pretty cracked setup. It has Sampo, Guinaifen, and Tringtre, all in my dreams of course, which is a pretty good lineup. One thing a lot of people are worried about is that Black Swan will replace Sampo. This is not the case in most scenarios. Sure, when there's only a single team that you can use, you want to use Black Swan over Sampo, but in Memory of Chaos you can just use both of them and Kafka against wind weakness. Due to Black Swan's damage over time being separate from wind shear, it's actually like named separately, you can trigger both damage over time separately without having to worry about that. Black Swan acts pretty similar to a support, basically allowing the enemy to take more damage as well, but she also does a pretty good amount of damage herself. I will say, her kit can definitely change, but even if the numbers get lower, she will still be cracked due to how well her kit is built. My final verdict is, if you have Kafka, she is the second best unit for DOT, so definitely pull. If you have no interest in Kafka or DOT team as a whole, I do not recommend you summon. But always remember, if strictly following the meta does not make you have fun, then simply do not follow it. Do not force yourself to have the same cares or gameplay focuses as everyone else. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Drawlick out.